Gu Chenyang took off his military cap and looked at me solemnly. Outside, the spring rain was drizzling, and his uniform still carried moisture. My teacup paused in my hand as memories of my past life flooded back. In April 1975, Military Region Commander Gu Chenyang told me we needed a fake divorce for an important mission. In my past life, I believed him. For the sake of the greater good. For his future. I agreed. And what happened? The fake divorce became a real abandonment, and he truly got together with the female agent Bai Su. Meanwhile, I spent 10 years alone teaching in the countryside. When I saw him again, he was already a commander, with Bai Su in uniform by his side. Only then did I understand that the fake divorce and the mission were all a lie. Why do we need a fake divorce? I asked calmly, as if inquiring about the weather. The organization has a mission that requires me to be single to carry it out, Gu Chenyang said, sitting down with a sincere tone. At most 1 year. After the mission is over, we'll remarry. Ha! 1 year. In my past life, I waited 10 years, and what I got was news of his marriage to someone else. All right. I put down my teacup and smiled brightly. I agree. Gu Chenyang was clearly stunned. He had prepared a whole speech, about the revolutionary cause, about mutual understanding, about temporary separation. But my single all right blocked every word in his throat. You really agree? He asked tentatively. Of course. I stood up and patted my apron. When do we go through the procedures? Su Wei, aren't you going to ask why? A flicker of panic crossed Gu Chenyang's eyes. In my past life, I did ask, in great detail, and I worried so much I couldn't sleep all night. Why would I ask in this life? Since it's all lies anyway. You said it yourself, it's for the mission. I walked toward the kitchen. Since it's for the revolutionary cause. Of course I support it. But, there's no but. I turned back to look at him. You're a revolutionary soldier. And I'm a soldier's family member. It's only right to obey the organization's arrangements. This left Gu Chenyang with no rebuttal. But his expression grew even more confused. Because in my past life, I had cried all night, clinging to him and refusing to let go. This calm reaction was completely beyond his expectations. Then shall we go through the procedures tomorrow? He asked tentatively. Sure. What time tomorrow? I tied on my apron in the kitchen and began preparing dinner. 9 in the morning. Got it. My voice came from the kitchen. What do you want for dinner? This everyday tone made Gu Chenyang even more uneasy. The Su Wei he had imagined would be crying, reluctant, pleading. But this Su Wei was as calm as if discussing tomorrow's work schedule. Whatever. He replied absently. Then I'll make your favorite braised pork. My voice was still light. Consider it an early celebration of your mission's success. Gu Chenyang sat in the living room, listening to the sounds of pots and pans from the kitchen. His emotions complicated beyond words. Was this really the Su Wei he knew? The Su Wei who would act spoiled over every little thing. The Su Wei who would cry just because he was away on a business trip for a day. How could she be so calm about something as big as a divorce? Su Wei. He stood up and walked toward the kitchen. What's wrong? I kept cutting the meat without looking up. Don't you really care? Care about what? That we're getting a divorce. I stopped what I was doing and turned to face him. Those eyes that once captivated me now looked ordinary. It's a fake divorce. I smiled. Didn't you say we'd remarry in at most a year? 1 year passes quickly. But during that year, we won't be husband and wife. So what? I resumed cutting the meat. It's fake anyway. So what does it matter? This left Gu Chenyang utterly speechless. Because even he wasn't sure whether it was real or fake. The organization had indeed assigned him a mission that required him to be single to get close to the target. And that target was the female agent Bai Su. But, the first time he saw Bai Su, Gu Chenyang knew that this mission was about more than just work. Bai Su was beautiful, smart, and brave, with a spirited quality that Su Wei lacked. More importantly, Bai Su understood his work, understood his ideals, and could fight alongside him. And Su Wei, though virtuous and gentle, she could never truly understand the yearning deep in his heart. So when the organization assigned this mission, Gu Chenyang was actually pleased. It gave him a legitimate reason to pursue the feelings he truly wanted. But now, watching Su Wei act so indifferent, he felt a bit unsettled. Did this marriage really mean so little to her? Dinner's ready. Su Wei's voice pulled him out of his thoughts. On the table were 3 dishes and a soup, all his favorites. Braised pork, steamed sea bass, garlic greens, and a bowl of white fungus and lotus seed soup. Aren't you eating? He looked at Su Wei. I'm not very hungry. Su Wei sat down and served him a bowl of rice. You eat more, missions are hard work. Her considerate words, paired with her calm face, gave Gu Chenyang a strange sense of dissonance. Su Wei, you seem a bit different today. Different how? I can't put my finger on it. It just feels like you've changed. I took a bite of braised pork. It was just as savory as ever. In my past life, I learned to cook for him, gave up my career for him, moved to this remote military region for him. And in the end, he abandoned me without hesitation for another woman. Maybe it's because I've seen the light. I said calmly. Since it's for the revolutionary cause, I should support you. Seen the light about what? Seen that husband and wife should understand and support each other. I looked at him. Your career is more important than anything. I shouldn't be a burden to you. This struck a chord in Gu Chenyang's heart, because that was exactly what he had always wanted to say but never dared to. Su Wei indeed didn't understand his work or his ideals. She just wanted a stable home and a loving husband. But what he wanted was a partner who understood him, supported him, and could even fight alongside him. Su Wei, let's eat. The food's getting cold. I cut him off. After we finish the procedures tomorrow, you can focus on your mission. Gu Chenyang ate in silence, his emotions more complicated than before. Su Wei's response made his plan go smoothly, but it also left him with a sense of loss. It was as if he had expected a fierce argument, but the other side just said, whatever you want. It was strange and uncomfortable. Su Wei, what are your plans after the divorce? He asked tentatively. I'll go back to the county to teach. I put down my chopsticks. I still have my normal college diploma. The county schools should be willing to take me. This answer surprised him even more. Because in my past life, Su Wei had never mentioned working, she just wanted to be a good wife and mother. You want to work? Of course. I said matter-of-factly. Women can't just depend on men. They need their own careers. This overturned everything Gu Chenyang thought he knew about Su Wei. Was this woman really the same Su Wei he had known? The next morning at 9, we arrived at the Civil Affairs Bureau on time. The clerk, a middle-aged woman in her 40s, was clearly taken aback when she saw our referral letters. Military Region Commander. She looked at Gu Chenyang, then at me. Are you sure you want to divorce? Absolutely. I answered with a bright smile. Please hurry, we're both very busy. This attitude confused the clerk even more. Most couples coming for a divorce were either furious or tearful. A cheerful one like us was rare. Comrades, are you sure you've thought this through? The clerk tried to mediate. Marital problems can be resolved through discussion. There are no problems. I cut in before Gu Chenyang could speak. It's for work. For work. Yes. For the revolutionary cause. I said seriously. We're willing to make sacrifices for the revolution. This reasoning was too powerful for the clerk to argue with. Then, what about property division? The house goes to me. The savings are split equally. I had already decided. We don't want anything else. Gu Chenyang glanced at me, as if wanting to say something, but held back. He hadn't thought about property division. To him, this was just a formality. But Su Wei's request was reasonable, so he couldn't object. All right, I'll process your paperwork. The clerk began filling out the forms. The whole process went smoothly. Half an hour later, we had our divorce certificates. Walking out of the Civil Affairs Bureau, the spring breeze felt refreshing, and I felt an unprecedented sense of relief. Su Wei, Gu Chenyang called after me. What else? I turned back. You really don't regret it? Regret what? I waved the divorce certificate. Isn't this what you wanted? I mean, he hesitated. Are you really just going to leave like this? What else? I asked matter-of-factly. We're divorced now. So of course I'm leaving. But, Gu Chenyang. I cut him off, addressing him by his full name for the first time instead of Chenyang. From now on, we're strangers. You have your mission, and I have my life. We have nothing to do with each other. This made Gu Chenyang's expression change. He suddenly realized that Su Wei was really leaving, not a fake divorce, not a temporary separation, but a true parting of ways. Su Wei. Wait. There's nothing to wait for. I turned and walked away. I wish you success in your mission and a bright future. Watching Su Wei's figure disappear around the corner, a panic he had never felt before surged in Gu Chenyang's heart. This wasn't what he had wanted. In his plan, Su Wei was supposed to wait at home for him to return and remarry. But now, Su Wei was really gone. And she had left so decisively, so freely. Commander. His adjutant Li Ming approached. The car is ready. Gu Chenyang answered absently. Commander, are you all right? Li Ming asked with concern. You look pale. I'm fine. Gu Chenyang forced himself to focus. Let's go see Comrade Bai Su. Yes. He was meeting Bai Su this afternoon to officially begin the mission. But now, his mood was nothing like the excitement he had imagined. Instead, he felt a hollow emptiness, as if he had lost something important. On the other side, I carried my simple luggage and boarded the bus to the county town. The scenery outside the window rushed past, just like my past, fading further and further away. In my past life, I had cried the whole way on this bus, thinking about when Gu Chenyang would come to take me back. In this life, I was calm, even enjoying the scenery along the way. April in the south was full of spring vitality. Comrade, are you going to the county for work? An aunt next to me struck up a conversation. Yes, to be a teacher. I smiled. That's wonderful, teachers are respected. The aunt said enviously. To be a teacher so young. You must be very educated. Just average. I said modestly. I graduated from normal college. Normal college. The aunt's eyes lit up. That's a top school. Your family must be very proud of you. Family. In my past life, my parents nearly fainted from anger when they learned about my divorce. In this life, I still hadn't figured out how to tell them. But thinking back, my parents' opposition to my marriage with Gu Chenyang might have been justified. They said being a soldier's wife was hard, and that Gu Chenyang was too outstanding and might change. I didn't take it seriously then. It turns out the old saying is true. The older generation sees more clearly. They should be proud of me, I said to the aunt, because I can finally live by my own abilities. Such an interesting thing to say. The aunt laughed. Living by your own abilities, isn't that just natural? Yes, living by your own abilities is natural. Why did I think depending on a man was so natural in my past life? Maybe it was the mindset of that era. Or maybe I just loved Gu Chenyang too much. So much that I lost myself and forgot the importance of independence. In this life, I would never make that mistake again. The bus arrived in the county at dusk. I walked out of the station carrying my luggage, looking at the familiar streets, a long-lost warmth rising in my heart. This was where I grew up, my roots. Here, I was not someone's wife or someone's appendage. I was just myself. Su Wei, a normal college graduate, an independent woman capable of supporting herself. I would start over here and create my own life. The principal of the county's first middle school was surnamed Chen, a scholarly man in his 50s with thick glasses who spoke slowly. Comrade Su Wei, I've reviewed your situation. Principal Chen looked at my resume. Normal college English major. Excellent grades. Teaching internship experience. Yes, Principal. I sat upright, presenting my best self. But I have a question. Principal Chen looked up at me. Why did you leave the military region to teach in our county? It was a sensitive question, but I had already prepared my answer. Because I want to contribute to the educational development of my hometown. I said earnestly. The city has abundant educational resources, so my contribution there would be limited. But in the county, I can make a greater impact. This answer made Principal Chen nod. Idealistic and conscious. He expressed approval. We do need young intellectuals like you to work at the grassroots level. Thank you for your recognition. Principal. Then when can you start working? Principal Chen asked. Anytime. I answered without hesitation. I'm ready. Good. Principal Chen slapped the table. Start tomorrow. You'll teach English for the second-year class, 45 students. Understood. Leaving the principal's office, I felt great. Starting work again felt wonderful, especially doing something I loved. In my past life, I had taught for 10 years and accumulated rich experience. In this life, I would put all that experience to use, helping students learn more. That afternoon, I went to see the class I would be teaching. Class 3 of the second year, 45 16 and 17-year-olds. At the peak of their curiosity. Hello, everyone. I'm your new English teacher, Su Wei. I stood at the podium, facing 45 curious eyes. Teacher, you look so young. A girl raised her hand. Being young has its advantages. I can better understand your thoughts. I smiled. But age isn't important. What matters is whether I can teach you well. Teacher, is English hard to learn? A boy asked. Not if you use the right method. English can actually be very interesting. I wrote a few words on the blackboard. Look, do you recognize any of these words? The students looked at the blackboard, some shaking their heads, others guessing. This is, hello. This is, thank you. This is, good morning. I explained one by one. Actually, you already speak some English, you just don't know it. We speak English already. The students were surprised. Of course, who hasn't said, hello? I made a greeting gesture. That's English. Laughter filled the classroom, and the tension immediately eased. This was a teaching method I had developed in my past life. First, dispel the students' fear and make them feel that English wasn't scary. Over the next few days, I threw myself fully into teaching. Classes during the day, lesson preparation at night. My life was fulfilling and meaningful. The students also loved my classes because my teaching methods were fresh and fun, unlike those of other teachers. Teacher Su, you're such a good teacher. The class monitor, Xiaoli, said after class. I used to dread English, but now I actually look forward to it. As long as you're willing to learn, I'm willing to teach. I packed up my lesson plans. The most important thing in language learning is interest. Teacher Su, have you seen a lot of the world? Xiaoli asked curiously. The stories you tell about foreign countries are so interesting. Seeing the world. If rebirth counts as seeing the world, then yes, I have. Reading is also a way to see the world. I told Xiaoli. You don't have to travel everywhere. Reading widely can broaden your horizons too. I see, Teacher Su. Xiaoli nodded thoughtfully. Watching these eager students, a sense of accomplishment welled up in me. This was the life I wanted, meaningful, valuable, completely my own. Unlike the past life, where I poured all my energy into Gu Chenyang and neglected myself. Back in my dormitory that evening, I started writing a teaching journal. It was a habit from my past life, recording daily teaching insights to improve later. Just as I was writing, the dormitory manager, Old Wang, knocked on my door. Xiao Su, there's a letter for you. Old Wang handed me an envelope. I took it. The sender was Gu Chenyang. The handwriting was familiar, his usual neat regular script. I hesitated for a moment, then opened it. The letter read, Su Wei, how are you doing in the county? I'm worried about you living alone. If you encounter any difficulties, please don't hesitate to contact me. Also, my mission is progressing well and is expected to finish ahead of schedule. When I come back, we can remarry. Gu Chenyang. After reading this letter, I couldn't help but laugh. Gu Chenyang really thought this was a fake divorce. He thought I would wait at home, pining for him, heartbroken with longing. Too bad, the Su Wei of this life wouldn't fall for the same trick. I picked up my pen and wrote a short reply. Gu Chenyang. I'm doing well in the county, work is going smoothly and my life is fulfilling. Focus on your mission and don't worry about me. Also, we're already divorced, so there's no need to remarry. I wish you a bright future. Su Wei. After writing, I put the letter in an envelope to be mailed tomorrow. Let Gu Chenyang give up once and for all. In this life, I, Su Wei, would live for myself. A month later, my teaching work was fully on track. The students' English scores had improved significantly, especially their speaking skills, which were much stronger than those of other classes. Principal Chen was also very satisfied with my performance and praised me at the school's faculty meeting. Comrade Su Wei's teaching methods are worth learning from, Principal Chen said. She didn't just teach knowledge, she inspired the students' interest in learning. This recognition gave me a great sense of achievement. In my past life, when I taught in the countryside, I had worked hard but was limited by conditions. In this life, in the county, I could finally fully display my talents. After class that afternoon, as I was grading papers in the office, footsteps came from the doorway. "Excuse me, is Teacher Su Wei here?" A man's voice. I looked up, a young man in a Chinese tunic suit, about 27 or 28, wearing glasses and looking refined. "I'm her. And you are?" "My name is Zhang Ziyuan, from the County Culture Bureau." He stepped into the office. "I'd like to speak with you." "The Culture Bureau." I put down the papers and gestured for him to sit. "Comrade Zhang, what can I do for you?" "We're planning to start an English training class and would like you to be the lead instructor." Zhang Ziyuan got straight to the point. An English training class. That was an interesting proposal. "What kind of training class is it?" I asked. "Mainly for county cadres and intellectuals. Meeting on weekday evenings and weekends," Zhang Ziyuan explained. With the talk of reform and opening up growing louder, the importance of English is becoming more apparent. Reform and opening up. In 1975, there were already signs of this trend, though it hadn't been formally proposed yet. Zhang Ziyuan's awareness of this showed he had foresight. "That's a great idea." I agreed. "But I have day classes. So timing might be. We can work out the timing." "I mainly wanted your opinion," Zhang Ziyuan said. "Word is that your English is excellent and your teaching methods are advanced." "Thank you," I said modestly. "I can consider it." "That would be wonderful." Zhang Ziyuan looked pleased. "If you agree, we can discuss the details." After seeing him out, I seriously considered the proposal. Starting an English training class was a good idea. It would spread knowledge and increase my income. More importantly, it would help me build a broader network in the county. In my past life, I was too naive, always teaching in obscurity and rarely connecting with the outside world. In this life, I would be more proactive and build my influence in society. A few days later, I formally accepted Zhang Ziyuan's invitation. The English training class was scheduled for Wednesday and Friday evenings and Saturday afternoons at the County Culture Center. The first cohort had over 30 students, including county government cadres, hospital doctors, and factory engineers. "Comrades, welcome to the English training class." I stood at the podium, facing these adult learners. "I'm Su Wei, and I'm honored to serve you." The students were all serious, some with notebooks, some with tape recorders. Their enthusiasm for learning was high. "Teacher, aren't we too old to learn English?" a cadre in his 40s asked. "You're never too old to learn," I encouraged him. "And with your life experience and strong comprehension skills, you actually have an advantage." "Teacher, what's the use of learning English?" an engineer asked. "There are many uses." I wrote a few technical terms on the blackboard. For example, these words often appear in engineering documents. If you know English, you can read foreign technical materials directly. This example was persuasive, and the students' enthusiasm grew even stronger. The training class was surprisingly successful. Students improved quickly, and word of mouth spread. Soon, people from other counties came to inquire about similar classes. "Teacher Su, you're amazing." Zhang Ziyuan praised me. "Your name is known throughout the region now. You're too kind. It's all thanks to the students' hard work." I said. "You're being too modest," Zhang Ziyuan said. "I heard the provincial government is also interested in our training class and may invite you to share your experience." The provincial level. That was an unexpected bonus. If I could get exposure at the provincial level, it would greatly help my future development. Just as we were talking, the office door was knocked on. "Come in," Zhang Ziyuan said. The door opened, and a man in military uniform entered. I looked up, It was Gu Chenyang's adjutant. Li Ming. Su. Teacher Su. Li Ming seemed nervous when he saw me. Comrade Li, what brings you here? I asked calmly. The commander sent me. Li Ming stammered. He wants to see you. Gu Chenyang wanted to see me. That was unexpected. According to the timeline, his mission shouldn't be over yet. How did he have time to find me? Where is the commander? I asked. He's at the county guest house. Li Ming said. He said he has something important to discuss with you. Important? I laughed inwardly. He probably just couldn't stand that I wasn't waiting at home pining for him. Please tell him I'm very busy and don't have time to meet. I refused flatly. But the commander said it's very important. Li Ming looked troubled. Nothing is more important than my work. I insisted. We're divorced now. There's no need to meet. This left Li Ming pale. And Zhang Ziyuan was also taken aback. Teacher Su. You divorced a military region commander? Zhang Ziyuan asked cautiously. Yes. I admitted openly. It's a personal matter, already settled. Seeing my firm stance, Li Ming had no choice but to leave. After he was gone, Zhang Ziyuan asked with concern. Teacher Su. Are you alright? I'm fine. It's all in the past. I smiled. My life is good and fulfilling now. Zhang Ziyuan looked at me, as if wanting to say more, but held back. In the end, he said, Teacher Su, if you ever need help, just say the word. Thank you. I said sincerely. But I'm really okay. Back in my dormitory that evening, I wasn't as calm as I appeared. Gu Chenyang's sudden appearance couldn't be good. Had he discovered something? Or had something gone wrong with his mission? Either way, I wouldn't let him affect me anymore. In this life, I would stick to my choices and never look back. The next morning, as soon as I stepped out of the dormitory building, I saw Gu Chenyang standing downstairs. He was still in his crisp uniform, but he looked more haggard than a month ago. Su Wei. His eyes held a complex emotion when he saw me. Why are you here? I stopped, my tone cold. I wanted to talk to you. He walked toward me. About us. There's nothing to talk about. I walked past him. You should focus on your mission. Su Wei. Please listen. Gu Chenyang followed. I don't want to hear it. I quickened my pace. And this is a school, you're affecting my work. Gu Chenyang was shocked by my attitude. In my past life, I would meet him with tearful eyes and throw myself into his arms. In this life, I was as cold as a stranger. Su Wei, you've changed, he said heavily. People change. I said without looking back. I'm fine now, I don't need you to worry. But we're already divorced. I stopped and turned to face him. Gu Chenyang, what exactly do you want to say? Faced with my cold gaze, Gu Chenyang suddenly found himself at a loss for words. He had planned to say, but wasn't it a fake divorce? But it was clear Su Wei didn't see it that way. I wanted to say the mission might be delayed. He could only say that. What does that have to do with me? I retorted. Your mission is your business, I have my own life. But we agreed on nothing. I cut him off. You decided on the divorce unilaterally. I just agreed. This left Gu Chenyang speechless. Because it was true, he had been the one driving everything. Su Wei, I know you're angry. I'm not angry. I said calmly. I just think we no longer have a relationship. No relationship. Gu Chenyang's voice rose. We were married for 3 years. That's the past. I cut him off. Now we're strangers. That word strangers cut deep into Gu Chenyang's heart. He suddenly realized that Su Wei really intended to sever all ties with him. Su Wei, do you hate me that much? His voice trembled slightly. Hate. In my past life, I did hate him, with a hatred that tore my heart apart. In this life, I no longer hated him, because there was no point in wasting emotions on someone unworthy. I don't hate you, I said honestly. I just have no feelings for you anymore. This was harder for Gu Chenyang to accept than hatred. Because hatred at least meant there were still feelings, while indifference meant complete coldness. Impossible, he said excitedly. You can't have no feelings for me. Why not? I looked at him like he was a stranger. Feelings come and go. But you loved me so much before. Before was before. Now is now. My tone remained calm. Gu Chenyang, you need to understand one thing. When a woman truly lets go of a man, she's really let go. These words hit Gu Chenyang like a hammer. He suddenly remembered something Bai Su had once said. Men think a woman's heart is like a rubber band, something to pull and stretch. But a woman's heart is like glass, once broken, it can never be put back together. He hadn't taken it seriously then, but now he understood deeply. Su Wei. He wanted to salvage something. Enough. I looked at my watch. I need to go to work. Please leave. With that, I walked away, leaving Gu Chenyang standing alone. In the office, I wasn't as calm as I appeared. 3 years of marriage still stirred something when we met. But I knew it was just habit, it didn't mean I still had feelings. Teacher Su, are you alright? My colleague Shaoli asked with concern. You look a bit pale. I'm fine, probably just didn't sleep well last night. I sat down and started preparing today's lesson. I saw an officer downstairs earlier, was he looking for you? Shaoli asked gossipily. Yes, an old acquaintance. I replied briefly, not wanting to elaborate. An officer, he's quite handsome. Shaoli pressed on. And you too. There's nothing between us. I cut her off. It's all in the past. Seeing that I didn't want to talk, Shaoli dropped the subject. The morning class went smoothly, the students were all engaged. But I couldn't stop thinking about Gu Chenyang's expression, the shock, the pain, the disbelief. Maybe he really thought I would wait for him. Maybe he really thought this was all just a game. Too bad, the Su Wei of this life wouldn't play along anymore. After class, Principal Chen came to see me. Su Wei, I have something to discuss with you. Principal Chen said. The Provincial Education Department is holding an English teaching seminar in our county and would like you to give a keynote speech. Keynote speech? I was a little surprised. Yes, mainly to introduce your teaching methods and the training class experience. Principal Chen said. This is a great opportunity. It really was a great opportunity. Getting exposure at the provincial level would be very helpful for my future development. Of course I'm willing. I agreed without hesitation. Good. Principal Chen was pleased. The seminar is next month, you'll have time to prepare your speech. No problem, I'll prepare carefully. Leaving the principal's office, I felt great. My career was thriving. My life was fulfilling, this was the life I wanted. As for Gu Chenyang, let him stew in his own regret. A week later, I received an unusual letter. The sender was Bai Su. Bai Su? I studied the envelope, yes, that was the name. I opened it and read, Comrade Su Wei, I'm Bai Su. Although we've never met, I think you know who I am. I'd like to meet you in person, there are some things I need to discuss with you face to face. If it's convenient, please come to the provincial capital this weekend. The address is Bai Su. After reading this letter, I couldn't help but laugh. Bai Su reaching out to me, how interesting. In my past life, I had never met her, only glimpsed her from afar at Gu Chenyang's wedding. In this life, she was actively seeking me out. I wondered what she was up to. But I was curious about her. I wanted to see what kind of woman could make Gu Chenyang lose his mind. Saturday morning, I took the bus to the provincial capital. The meeting place was a tea house, quiet and suitable for conversation. I had just sat down when a woman in uniform walked in. This was Bai Su. She was truly beautiful, delicate features, striking presence, and a spirited air. No wonder Gu Chenyang was captivated by her. You're Su Wei. Bai Su walked up to me and sat down directly. Yes, I studied her. And you're Bai Su? Yes. She studied me too. You're not what I expected. Different how? I thought you'd be the clinging type. But instead. She paused. Instead you're so calm. Maybe I've seen the light. I poured myself some tea. Comrade Bai, what did you want to see me about? I want to talk to you about Gu Chenyang. Bai Su got straight to the point. What's there to talk about? I said lightly. We're already divorced. I know you're divorced. But I also know it's a fake divorce. Bai Su fixed her eyes on me. For the mission. A fake divorce? I feigned surprise. Who told you it was fake? Gu Chenyang. Bai Su said. He told me you're just temporarily separated and will remarry after the mission. He told you that. I couldn't help but laugh. Then he might have misunderstood. What do you mean? Bai Su's expression grew tense. It means our divorce was real. There's nothing fake about it, I said calmly. I thought he had understood that by now. This made Bai Su's face change dramatically. Impossible, she said excitedly. He told me clearly. What he told you isn't important. What matters is the truth. I cut her off. The truth is that Su Wei and Gu Chenyang no longer have any relationship. Bai Su was silent for a long time, her expression shifting. You really don't love him anymore? She asked tentatively. Love is strange, I said reflectively. It comes with a bang and leaves without a sound. But you had 3 years together. 3 years is precious. But it can't withstand a complete betrayal. I looked at her. Comrade Bai, you should understand that. Bai Su's expression grew even more somber. Because she suddenly realized that Gu Chenyang might have been deceiving her all along. Saying it was a fake divorce. Saying they were temporarily separated, all to make her feel at ease. In truth, he still couldn't let go of Su Wei. Su Wei, I want to ask you something. Bai Su took a deep breath. If Gu Chenyang came back now, would you take him back? This was a crucial question. I had to answer perfectly. Comrade Bai, do you think a crushed flower can bloom again? I asked in return. No. Bai Su answered softly. There you have it. I stood up. You should have your answer. Wait. Bai Su called after me. I have one more question. What? Do you still hold any resentment toward Gu Chenyang? Resentment? I thought about it carefully and realized I didn't. No. I answered honestly. Hating someone is exhausting. I don't want to waste the energy. Do you wish him happiness then? Yes. I nodded. Everyone has the right to pursue happiness. Including him. With that, I left the tea house, leaving Bai Su sitting alone. On the bus back to the county, I kept thinking about the meaning of this meeting. Bai Su reaching out to me must have been because Gu Chenyang's attitude made her uneasy. Perhaps Gu Chenyang had been talking about me lately, making her doubt whether he had truly moved on. That was fine, let them sort out their own problems. I had more important things to do. The Provincial Education Department seminar was coming up, and I needed to prepare my speech. This was a critical turning point in my life. I couldn't afford any mistakes. The Provincial Education Department's English teaching seminar was held as scheduled, with English teachers from across the province gathering together. As the keynote speaker, I was the first to take the stage. Comrades, hello. I'm Su Wei from the County No. 1 Middle School. It's an honor to share my English teaching experiences here. There were over 200 people in the audience, all core English teaching staff from around the province. But I wasn't nervous at all, because I had attended similar conferences in my past life and knew how to handle them. Traditional English teaching focuses on grammar and vocabulary while neglecting practicality. I believe the purpose of language learning is communication, not just passing exams. My speech received a warm response, with many teachers taking careful notes. Teacher Su's methods are quite innovative, worth learning from. One teacher said from the audience. Yes, this situational teaching approach really works. Another echoed. After the speech, Director Wang of the Provincial Education Department specifically called me in for a talk. Comrade Su Wei, your speech was excellent. Director Wang said. The province is preparing a teacher training program and would like you to be the lead instructor. A provincial training program? I was a bit surprised. Yes, mainly to train core English teachers from across the province. Director Wang explained. If you're willing, you could transfer to work at the Provincial Education Department. This was a golden opportunity. Transferring to the Provincial Education Department would be a qualitative leap in my career. Director Wang. Of course I'm willing. I agreed without hesitation. When can I start? You can start the transfer process next month. Director Wang was pleased. With talent like yours, our English teaching standards will definitely improve. Returning from the provincial capital to the county, I was in high spirits. This seminar not only gave me exposure in the provincial English education community but also won me an opportunity to work at the provincial level. This was the life I wanted, achieving success and recognition through my own abilities. Teacher Su. Congratulations. Principal Chen said, though a bit reluctant, genuinely happy for me. This is an honor for our county. Thank you for your guidance. Principal. I said sincerely. Without your support, I couldn't have achieved this. You're too modest. Principal Chen said. This is the result of your own efforts. The news spread quickly, everyone in the county was talking about it. Teacher Su is going to work at the provincial level, how impressive. She has real ability, of course she'd aim higher. I heard the provincial leaders think highly of her. The praise was gratifying and strengthened my resolve. That evening, as I was packing in my dormitory, there was a knock at the door. Come in. The door opened and Gu Chenyang walked in. Why are you here again? I frowned. I heard you're being transferred to the provincial capital. His face was grim. Word travels fast. I continued packing. Yes. I leave next month. Why didn't you discuss it with me? His tone was agitated. Why should I discuss it with you? I countered. My work has nothing to do with you. How can it have nothing to do with me? We're already divorced. I cut him off. Gu Chenyang, when will you accept that fact? I can't accept it. He punched the wall. Su Wei, you can't do this to me. What am I doing to you? I looked at him coldly. You're the one who wanted the divorce. Now that I'm doing well, you can't accept it. I said it was a fake divorce. Gu Chenyang shouted. A fake divorce? I sneered. Then did your comrade Bai Su know it was fake? The mention of Bai Su made his face even worse. You met Bai Su. She came to me herself. I said lightly. We had a good talk. What did you talk about? He asked nervously. A lot of things. I deliberately avoided specifics. In any case, we both understand each other's positions clearly. Gu Chenyang was silent for a long time, then said, Su Wei, I know I was wrong. Admitting your mistake and correcting it is still a good comrade. I said sarcastically, but I don't accept your apology. Why? Because some mistakes are unforgivable. I looked him straight in the eye. Gu Chenyang, you betrayed our marriage, that fact will never change. But I regret it now. If regret worked, there'd be no need for police. I cut him off. Your regret means nothing to me. Gu Chenyang was left speechless. After a long while, he said, Su Wei, are you really this heartless? I'm not heartless, I'm rational. I said calmly. Being emotional only makes you repeat mistakes. Is there no soft spot in you at all? His voice was almost pleading. No. My answer was unwavering. I won't soften toward you anymore. This finally shattered Gu Chenyang's last illusion. He finally understood that Su Wei was truly determined to sever all ties with him. Su Wei, I won't give up, he said before leaving. One day, I'll prove to you that I truly repent. Whatever you want, I said without looking up. But please stop disturbing my life. After Gu Chenyang left, I let out a long sigh. Finally, I had made myself clear. I hoped he would give up. But even if he didn't, it didn't matter, I would be leaving soon anyway. In the provincial capital, we would have even less chance of crossing paths. In this life, I would completely break free from the past and embrace a future that belonged to me. The transfer process went smoothly, and a month later, I officially reported to the provincial education department. The dormitory they arranged for me was very nice, a private room with its own bathroom. Compared to the group dorm in the county, it was a world of difference. Comrade Su Wei, welcome to our team. Director Wang personally received me. Your office is on the second floor, you'll be in charge of the English teacher training program. Thank you for your trust, Director Wang. I said. I'll do my utmost. We have great confidence in you, Director Wang said. The first training session starts next month. Familiarize yourself with the environment first. Walking into my office, I was full of emotion. In my past life, I had taught in the countryside for 10 years and didn't get a chance to move to the county until after the reform and opening up. In this life, I had gone from county to provincial level in just a few months. This was the advantage of seizing the opportunity. Teacher Su. Hello. I'm your assistant, Xiao Chen. A young man in his 20s walked in. If you need anything, just let me know. Thank you. Xiao Chen. I smiled. We'll be working together closely. Of course. Xiao Chen was enthusiastic. Teacher Su. Is your English really that good? Just average. I said modestly. Why do you ask? Because everyone says you're the best English teacher in the province. Xiao Chen said admiringly. It's an honor to learn from you. You flatter me. I said. We'll learn from each other. Work quickly fell into a rhythm, and the first training session was unexpectedly effective. The core teachers from across the province praised my methods, and after the training, they all requested second and third sessions. Comrade Su Wei, your work ability is truly impressive. Director Wang praised me at the summary meeting. Such great results in just 2 months. This is the result of everyone's collective effort. I said. No. It's mainly your achievement. Director Wang said. I've decided to promote you to Deputy Director of the Teacher Training Division. Deputy Director. That was a director-level position. And I had only been at the provincial level for 2 months. Director Wang. I'm still junior. I pretended to be modest. Seniority is one thing, but ability matters more. Director Wang said. You have the ability, so you should take on the responsibility. Then I'll gladly accept. I accepted the appointment. Back in my dormitory that evening, I was in a great mood. In just a few months, I had gone from a county middle school teacher to deputy director of the provincial education department. Even I was surprised by the speed. But it proved one thing. Opportunities always favor those who are prepared. Just as I was thinking, there was a knock at the door. Who is it? I asked. Teacher Su. It's Xiao Chen. Come in. Xiao Chen entered, looking nervous. Teacher Su. There's someone looking for you. He said. Who? An officer. He says he's your friend. Xiao Chen hesitated. He's waiting downstairs. An officer. Without asking, I knew it was Gu Chenyang. How did he find me here? Tell him I'm not available. I refused flatly. But he said he has something important to discuss. Xiao Chen looked troubled. No matter how important, I won't see him. I insisted. Just say I'm not here. All right, I'll tell him. Xiao Chen left. After a while, Xiao Chen returned. Teacher Su. That officer said if you won't see him, he'll just wait downstairs. Gu Chenyang was persistent. Then let him wait. I said indifferently. I'm not the one who needs him. But won't that look bad? Xiao Chen worried. What if someone sees? Xiao Chen had a point. If my colleagues saw a man lingering outside my dormitory, it could affect my reputation. Fine. I'll go down and see him. I said reluctantly. We'll talk outside. He's not coming up. Okay. Xiao Chen sighed with relief. I put on a jacket and went downstairs to meet Gu Chenyang. He was standing at the dormitory entrance, and when he saw me come down, a flicker of joy passed through his eyes. Su Wei, you finally agreed to see me. Get to the point, I have work to do. I said coldly. Can we talk somewhere else? Here. He looked around. Right here. I insisted. Say what you have to say. Gu Chenyang was silent for a moment, then said. Su Wei, I want to tell you something. What? I broke up with Bai Su. He looked into my eyes. Completely. Broke up. That was unexpected. So? My expression didn't change. What does that have to do with me? I want to say that I'm free now. Gu Chenyang said tentatively. We can start over. Start over. I couldn't help but laugh. Gu Chenyang, are you misunderstanding something? I'm not misunderstanding. He said seriously. I know I was wrong before, but now I want to make it up to you. How? I retorted. Can time go back? Can the hurt be erased? I can spend the rest of my life making it up to you. Gu Chenyang said earnestly. The rest of your life. I shook my head. Gu Chenyang, you're too confident. What do you mean? It means you have no right to ask me to give you a lifetime. I looked him straight in the eye. My life is precious, and I won't waste it on someone who betrayed me. This left Gu Chenyang pale. Su Wei, can't you give me one chance? A chance? I sneered. I already gave you a chance, you just didn't treasure it. But I was confused then. Confusion is no excuse. I cut him off. Adults have to take responsibility for their choices. Gu Chenyang was silent for a long time, then said, Su Wei, I know you're successful now. But what? But haven't you ever thought that living alone might be lonely? He said. Lonely? I found it ridiculous. Gu Chenyang, do you know what true loneliness is? What is true loneliness? True loneliness is having someone by your side, but your heart feeling empty. I looked at him. Just like those last days we were together. These words pierced Gu Chenyang's heart like needles. He suddenly remembered that there had indeed been a time when his mind was on by Su and he had grown cold toward Su Wei. Su Wei must have been very lonely then. Su Wei. Enough. I cut him off. I've made myself clear. Please stop bothering me. I'm not bothering you. I want to salvage our relationship. We don't have a relationship. My tone was firm. At least I don't have one with you anymore. With that, I turned and went upstairs, ignoring his calls. Back in my room, I felt some inner turmoil, but it quickly settled. Gu Chenyang breaking up with Bai Su might have been because she realized he still had feelings for me, but that didn't matter. What mattered was that I was no longer the Su Wei who would soften for him. In this life, I had my own career and goals. I didn't need to rely on anyone. 2 months later, an unexpected piece of news reached me. Gu Chenyang was getting married. The bride wasn't Bai Su, but another female officer named Chen Jing. Xiao Chen told me, he'd heard it from a friend. Teacher Su. Did you hear? Xiao Chen said gossipily. That officer who used to come see you is getting married. Oh, I didn't look up from my documents. Congratulations to him. You don't care? Xiao Chen asked tentatively. Why should I care? I asked in return. His marriage is his business, it has nothing to do with me. But he used to. Let the past stay in the past. I put down the documents. Xiao Chen. Let's not discuss personal matters during work hours. Sorry, Teacher Su. Xiao Chen said sheepishly. Truth be told, I wasn't as calm inside as I appeared. Though I no longer loved Gu Chenyang, hearing about his marriage still stirred some emotion. Maybe he really had let go. Maybe he really was starting a new life. That was good for everyone. Back in my dormitory that evening, I received a letter. The sender was Gu Chenyang. I hesitated, then opened it. It read, Su Wei, by the time you read this, I may already be married. I know you won't come to my wedding, but I still wanted to tell you. Chen Jing is a good woman, she can give me the understanding and support that you couldn't. I will treat her well and not make the same mistakes again. About our past, I want to say I'm sorry. I know I hurt you, and I know you'll never forgive me, but I hope you find happiness, and find someone who truly loves and understands you. This is my last letter to you. From now on, we will truly be strangers. Take care. Gu Chenyang. After reading the letter, I was silent for a long time. Maybe Gu Chenyang had finally matured, finally understood what responsibility meant. Maybe this time he would truly cherish Chen Jing and give her a complete family. I picked up my pen and wrote a brief reply. Gu Chenyang, congratulations on your marriage. I hope you grow old together, learn from your past mistakes and be a good husband. Su Wei. After writing, I sent the letter. This was indeed my last letter to him. From now on, we would truly be strangers. The next day at work, Director Wang called me in for a talk. Su Wei, I have good news. Director Wang beamed. The Ministry of Education wants to promote our English teacher training model nationwide and is considering transferring you to Beijing. Beijing? I said in surprise. Yes, the position of Deputy Director of the English Division at the Ministry of Education. Are you interested? Director Wang asked. Deputy Director. That was a vice-ministerial position, and I was only 25. Director Wang. This opportunity. I could hardly believe it. You deserve it, Director Wang said. Your abilities and achievements are there for everyone to see. This promotion is well earned. Then of course I'm willing. I said excitedly. When do I report? Next month, Director Wang said. In Beijing, your development opportunities will be even greater. From provincial to ministerial level, another huge leap. My career was developing rapidly according to plan, with a bright future ahead. This was the advantage of rebirth. being able to grasp every opportunity. That evening, while packing, I came across my wedding photo with Gu Chenyang. In the photo, we were both young, smiling brightly, and I had thought we would grow old together. Now it seemed life was truly unpredictable. I tore up the photo and threw it in the trash along with the unhappy memories. From tomorrow on, I would be a brand new Su Wei, a Su Wei who belonged only to herself. In Beijing, I would encounter a wider world, more opportunities, and maybe even someone truly right for me. Life was full of possibilities, and I looked forward to the future. 3 years later, in 1978, I was already the director of the English division at the Ministry of Education, responsible for national English education. That year, China had just begun its reform and opening up, and the importance of English education was growing by the day. As the head of national English education, my work was busy but fulfilling. Director Su, the foreign ministry called, they need you to attend an important international conference. My secretary Xiao Wang came in to report. What conference? I asked. UNESCO's World Education Conference in Paris. Xiao Wang said. You'll be speaking on behalf of China. Speaking on behalf of China. What an honor and what a great responsibility. When do I leave? I asked. Early next month. Xiao Wang said. The foreign ministry will arrange for accompanying staff. Good, I'll prepare my speech carefully. I said. This was another milestone in my life. From a county middle school teacher to representing China at an international conference, the leap was almost unbelievable. But that was fate. When you seize the opportunity, anything is possible. That afternoon, as I was revising my speech in the office, my secretary knocked and entered. Director Su, there's a visitor to see you. Xiao Wang said. Who? An officer. He says he's an old friend. Xiao Wang said. His surname is Gu. Gu Chenyang. Why would he come to Beijing to see me? Show him in. I said. A few minutes later, Gu Chenyang walked into my office. 3 years had changed him, more wrinkles, some gray hair. Su Wei. Director Su. He stood at the door, a little awkward. Have a seat. I gestured to the sofa. What brings you here? I came to Beijing on business and heard you were working here, so I wanted to see how you're doing. He sat down, his expression complicated. Just seeing is fine, I'm doing well. I said lightly. What about you? I heard you got married. Yes. 3 years now. He nodded. Chen Jing is pregnant, due in a few months. Congratulations. I said sincerely. You're going to be a father. Thank you. He looked at me. Su Wei. Are you happy? Very. I smiled. Work is fulfilling. Life is enjoyable. Do you have a boyfriend? He asked tentatively. Not yet. I answered honestly. Work keeps me too busy for personal matters. You should find a good man. He said. With your status and abilities, you must have many suitors. Maybe. I didn't want to dwell on the topic. What's your mission in Beijing? Attending a military conference. He said. About border defense. We chatted for half an hour, just casual topics. No mention of the past. No mention of feelings, like two old acquaintances catching up. It's getting late, I should go. Gu Chenyang stood up. I won't disturb your work. All right. I stood to see him out. I wish you success in your work and happiness in your family. Same to you. He stopped at the door. Su Wei. I want to say. Don't say it. I cut him off. It's all in the past. He nodded, said nothing more, and left. Watching his retreating figure, I felt calm. 3 years had been enough to heal all wounds. Now we really were strangers. A month later, I flew to Paris for the UNESCO World Education Conference. It was my first time abroad, everything was new. At the conference, I introduced China's English education reform experience, which was highly praised by representatives from other countries. Ms. Su, your speech was excellent. A UNESCO official said to me. China's education reforms are very impressive. Thank you. I smiled. We still have much room for improvement. Would you be interested in working for the United Nations? The official asked. We could really use talent like yours. Working for the United Nations? The offer was tempting, but I would need to think it over carefully. Back in Beijing, my work became even busier. The reform and opening up had brought great development in education, with English education receiving particular attention. I needed to develop new curricula, train more teachers, and meet the national demand for English education. Director Sue, you're truly amazing. My colleagues admired me. To achieve so much at such a young age. Opportunity and hard work go hand in hand, I said. And the times have given us a great platform. Indeed, without Rebirth and without seizing the opportunity, I wouldn't have achieved what I have today. But in any case, I had proven my worth through my own abilities. I was no longer a weak woman dependent on a man, I was an independent, strong modern woman capable of changing the world. This was the life I wanted, this was my own brilliance.